Hi, and welcome to the Tea on Realty with Rachel. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, a broker associate with Exit Real Estate Gallery. I just wanted to pop in and touch bases with you guys and kind of provide some information on, what's going on, giving you the tea in realty, because that's what I do. So I know I talked about bidding wars that's been going on a lot here, not just in Northeast Florida or Jacksonville, just all over the country with as far as buying and selling. Of course, it is still a seller's market. It's not going anywhere from being that anytime soon. But I just wanted to pop in and kind of, with talking to other, co-agents in the field. And, we're seeing a lot more, even more and more of the extra and the high bidding of homes going over for 20 and 30,000 over list price. So we know, what's going on. We know it's hard. We know it's difficult. We know people are, falling in love with homes and then having to walk away from them because someone outbid them by $20,000, $30,000. So, as realtors, we're always out here trying to find the best price for you guys. And keep it competitive, keep you guys, motivated. And I know it can get a little strenuous when you're not motivated, when you keep getting no's and turned down after offer. You kind of get discouraged. You don't want to buy anymore at the time, because of what's going on. Just stay encouraged. I'm always here. I'm trying to encourage you guys to keep going, keep looking. It's going to happen. And so with, talking with other co-workers and co-brokers and co-agents out here, we have to do things a little different now with how we write offers and how we submit offers for you. And we have to educate you, the customer, on the buying side on what your options are. One of the options is, and speaking with lenders as well, this is something that works well and that is even going on, is let's say you have a pre-approval, right? And your pre-approval is at $400,000. Instead of looking for a home, because if you go in and you look for a home in $400,000 or around $390,000, 9 out of 10, like what's going on, you see a house is listed at 400,000. You're like, okay, I'm gonna offer that 400,000 full list price. That's what my pre-approval is for, and someone outbids you with $420,000. Are you going to be able to pay the extra $20,000 to keep up, or a little more than that to outbid this next buyer? If you can, awesome. We'll move forward with this transaction. But let's say that's not an option for you. $400 is the max that per your lender that they can lend you. You don't have the excess money in the bank to come out of pocket for anything. So you're at that point where, what do? What we're advising, and a lot of my agents, and what we're seeing is, let's say your pre-approval is at $400,000. What would best for you is maybe look for a house that's around $350,000, right? Because then you have a $50,000 buffer now, right? Because what's going to happen is, typically you find a house, hopefully we're keeping our fingers crossed that this happens. It's happening. It's slowly, but it is. And so what's happening is, let's say, or what we're suggesting is, you find a house that is listed for $350,000, and you bid your $350,000, right? Right. So when you bid your $350,000, what you would do now is, let's say they come back and say, okay, we're doing highest and best now, so everyone has to come with their highest offer. What do you got? Now your approval is for $400,000, so you have some playroom. You don't want to, if you have to, you want to use that, but you don't want to pay $50,000 over it. No one wants to pay it. Everyone wants to pay less than what's listed. That has always been the game, but right now that game is not the game. So you have to adjust to the game. So with adjusting to the game, this is what we're doing is, your pre-approval is at $400,000. You look for homes at around $350,000. That way, if you do have to go over the list price, you'll still be within your loan. Now, the only thing, or the caveat could be or not could be, is you go look for a house for $350,000 and you put a bid in, you go over up to about 370, you go over $20,000 because you're still within your $400,000 approval range. And the next step would be the house needs to appraise for that $470,000. And in this market, things are approving. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. And this market, especially with appraisals, is 9 times out of 10, whoever listed it kind of knew that it was going to be, they priced it because of what's going on in the market. So they know it's probably going to be sold at the 350, and they know that they have that wiggle room possibly that it could be sold for a little more. Now, being a listing agent, we have conversations, or we should, and we do have conversations with our sellers that, hey, listen, we know the market is super high right now. Everyone's, going over. You possibly 9 times out of 10, you're going to get way more than we listed at. But just in case we get an offer in and, they come back and it doesn't appraise for that extra $20,000 and $30,000 because maybe the appraiser's like, I'm not doing that outrageousness. I'm just going to go based on what's going on. But just in case they don't, are you still willing to sell it for the $350 that we have it listed for? You know what I'm saying? We as agents, we have to have that conversation with sellers too. With talking to them about, what's going on, talking with our sellers about the choices that they have. But at least from a buyer's standpoint, you guys can say, hey, I got a $400,000 approval. I'm going to look for a house in the $350,000 range or even lower, because trust me, you probably can find your same dream home in that lower range. Just because you approve for $400,000 doesn't mean you have to use every dime of it. That's your choice if you do, but you don't have to. You do not have to use every dime of your approval. So with that being said, and you're not having to use every dime of your approval, then you have that wiggle room that you can go over, and you just keep your fingers crossed that it appraises for what you went over with the extra 20 that's in your loan, that it appraise for that. Because if it doesn't appraise for that, then you would have to pay out of pocket for that. And then you're back in the same. But the way the market is going, that seems to be the way that you can structure it where you can still win an offer. Is just don't go for your max. Look under your max so you can have the wiggle room and have it to where things are still being covered in your loan. So I felt like, even though I did the highest and best video a couple weeks ago, that this was very important, a new strategy, because I like to give you guys the tea on realty. And that's a new thing, that an option that you as a buyer have. And of course, the seller has an option to accept or deny that. You can be disappointed. You can be upset because someone says, no, I don't like nobody to tell me no. And I'm that, your agent working for you as my customer. I don't like, the seller's agent to say, no, we're not going to go there. And it's difficult being on the seller side when you have a lot of offers coming in for their homes, and you have to tell 15 people that they didn't get it, that they went with another offer. So it's hard for listing agents right now. You think it's good for us and listing agents, and it's bad because we have to turn down so many people when you're listing now. As opposed to you got 1 or 2 people you might get an offer on. Now you got to turn down 14, 15, 20 people. So just be mindful out here, you guys. Keep searching for that dream home that you want. You might slow down because there's a lot of people that are like, I'm just going to wait. And they're thinking that maybe in 6 months this is going to change. No, it's not going to change in 6 months. I don't even see it changing in a year. It's going to be like this for a while. Houses are starting to come back up, but guess what? There's still not enough houses here in this area. Even in Jacksonville, we got the most land here in Florida, Jacksonville, and there's still not enough land to build all these houses that people want. Because I want everybody that want to be in a house to be in a house. So that's my goal, and every time that, the market changes or there's information out here, I'm going to be on here giving y'all the tea on what's going on. There are some programs coming out. There's a new home buyers program. Well, it's not new, but it increased. It increased from $7,500 to $10,000 that you can qualify for as a first-time home buyer. So that's an incentive too. Now, the The interest rates are still at a good rate. They're still lower than usual because of what's going on in the market. So if you have the stability, you have the pre-approval, and you might have gotten turned down for 10 houses, but that 11th or that 12th house might be the one. If you try maybe this new strategy, like, whoever your realtor is like, hey, you know what? I heard this tip or this way. Let's try this and let's see how it works out. Because guess what? When you come in and a house that's at $350,000, and you like, I'm gonna put in $375,000 on this house. You feel big, like, oh man, I feel good. I don't went 25. You feel like you playing a spade game. You hit that trump, and you won that book, baby. You feel good then, don't you? I know. So try that. Talk with your realtors. Talk with them. You know what I'm saying? You guys are in a partnership. You're working together for a common goal. Work together. Work with your realtor. Talk with your realtor. Ask your realtor questions. Make sure they're answering your questions. You know what I'm saying? Don't settle for anything. Don't settle for anything. Find something you love. You don't feel like you got to settle because of the way the market. I got to get this old piece of thing over here that I really don't. No, if you have to wait a little longer, wait a little longer. I know everyone's situation is different. I know some people are in a situation where they have to move. They're like, I'm crunching. And so, when you're in a position where you have to move, I know it's difficult. You feel like you got to just take something. And then you're not satisfied with what you got. We want you to be satisfied. As a realtor, I want you to be satisfied. So with you being satisfied makes me satisfied. So do that. Look out for yourself. Talk with your realtors. Communicate with them. Tell them what your situation is if you haven't already. They should know because they should have been asking you these questions about your situation. So continue to do that. Ask them your questions. Give them your feedback. Tell them where you stand. Because if they don't know and if we don't know and we ask questions and you leave out information and details and then it's like, Rachel, oh my God, I got to move out in 7 days and I can't get told. I say, whoa. I thought you told me you had 90 days to move or you had 6 months and you on a month of money. You were fine with the month. Come on now. I keep it real with you. I give you the tea. I want you to give me the tea. Because I need to be able to find you what you want. I need to know the time frame. I need to know everything is on a time frame. I know. Everybody wants everything right now. So I just want to pop in really quick because I have, let you guys know this video ain't all edited and all the extra. I just want to come in and tell you guys about just an option you have as a buyer. When you're out here on this market the way it is right now, searching for a home. I know it's difficult, guys. Just keep searching. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't get discouraged and not pay your bills on time and not do this and, rack up a lot of credit on your credit cards, making your credit score. Don't do any of those things still. Keep the path. Keep the course. You will find that home. You're going to find it. You got an awesome realtor that you're working with, hopefully, that's going to help you find the home that you will love. So, thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. This is Rachel Jackson with Exit Real Estate Gallery, broker associate with them. This is giving you the tea on realty. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those social media platforms. Visit our website, www.thetonrealty.org. Find out what the thetonrealty.org is all about. We're still trying to get and raise money for our food drive and distribution. Next year it's going to be so awesome. It's only in the middle of this year and I'm excited. But I'm so excited for 2022 that the things that I'm implementing in for the T on Realty is amazing. And I hope you guys are going to be here to be a part of that. So have a great day. Keep enjoying life. Don't get discouraged. Keep looking for that home. Listen, rewind what I said. Take heed to it. Ask your realtors questions about what I said and ask them what they think about going forward with doing it that way. It might work out for you. I'm not promising anything, but it just might work for you. All right, guys. Peace.